Hello friends, welcome to the channel. Happy 2024. My name is Kelly if you're new here. Welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. I am so excited for today's video, you guys. So excited. I got a little bit of a fragrance haul for Christmas. It arrived about second week in January, as you know, Christmas shipping sometimes goes. And for the past week, I have been exploring these fragrances and I'm so excited to share them with you today. So the very first stop is I had a little bit of an Oakcha haul. So I got the Jewel Discovery Kit from Oakcha, which I've been wanting to try for a very long time. And then I also got the body scent dupe for Molecule 1. And then I also got the SPEAKEASY dupe for Jazz Club. So I'd love to share my thoughts on these with you guys. I have been wear testing them. Hi Shadow Bear, you want to be in the video? I have been wear testing them and I've got definite opinions, so I'll be sharing those with you. And then I also have a couple of cheapies that I purchased, a couple of dupes, and then also a designer fragrance that I was dying to get my hands on for a very long time, and I finally did, and I can't wait to tell you guys what I think about it. All right, so very first stop, we'll start with the Oakchas. We'll start with the full bottles. And so you guys, if you've been watching my channel, you know that I love Oakcha. They are quickly becoming my favorite dupe house. I think they're absolutely beautiful fragrances. None of them are spot on dupes, at least none of the ones that I've tried. I find I get a little bit closer with some of the dossiers and definitely with the duas. But with Oakcha, they're generally like a couple degrees off, and I sort of appreciate that because I don't know, if I'm gonna buy something that smells exactly like Delina, for example, I'm just gonna buy the real Delina. You know what I mean? I don't know, maybe I'm different with my thinking on that, but anyways, I was super intrigued by body scent because I'm a huge Molecule 1 fan. It's one of my top 10 for life. And I don't have a bottle of it anymore. I've actually blown through 2 or 3 bottles at this point, and I don't have a bottle of it right now on hand. And so when I saw they did this, I was like, I have to get my hands on this. I think this is pretty new. So anyways, this smells, out of the bottle, smells exactly like Molecule 1. Like exactly, right? So I was super excited. Wear testing this, it's nice. The longevity is not great. It definitely smells very similar. I would say like 90% similar to Molecule 1. The sprayer is beautiful. I love the sprayers from Oakcha. Yeah, it smells very similar. The thing with this is that if you're a fan of Molecule 1, if you've worn it before, you know that the fragrance creates this like cloud around you and a trail and just like this vibe that's unmatchable. And as similar as this smells to the original, it doesn't create that same vibe. Or maybe I'm anosmic to it, but I don't know. It feels a little different to me. Molecule 1 to me is a very experiential fragrance. It's not necessarily even about the notes. It's about this like vibe and the setting that is created through the scent. It's a molecular scent, you know? With this, it just smells like a perfume. And again, it smells very similar, but it's not the same experience. Am I excited I got this? Yes, 1000%. I love it. Is it the same? Would I get this in place of Molecule 1? No, just from what I shared, the experience alone. If you're unfamiliar with Molecule 1, Molecule 1 is a singular note. It's Isoe Super. Is it a singular note? There might be a smidge of sandalwood in there, maybe, but it's a very molecular, your skin but better fragrance. I feel like it's sort of the OG that started the Glossier You, the Not a Perfume, the, what's the other one? Another 13. Like it kind of started that genre, in my opinion. To me, it is still the best out of all of those that I just mentioned, and one of the least expensive out of the ones that I just mentioned as well. And yeah, it's just a very special fragrance and nothing comes close to it. But this, for the price, I think I spent $30, comes close enough. Again, is it Molecule 1? No. Is it close enough? Sure. All right, so I would give that an 8 out of 10. Next, we have SPEAKEASY, which is the dupe, quote unquote, for Jazz Club. So a lot of you guys are familiar with. I feel like Ian and I have tried every dupe of Jazz Club imaginable at this point, and this might be my favorite. It's really, really good. It's actually pretty close. It's a little bit, I haven't smelled the original in a hot second. from my memory, I believe that this is a little bit more tobacco forward than the original, maybe. But yeah, this is really pretty. This is really nice. Ian actually wore this today, like gave it a full wear, and I was just like following him around the house, like, you smell fantastic. So if you're unfamiliar with Jazz Club, this is a super sexy fragrance. Like, this is like swoon worthy, make your knees weak kind of fragrance. It's unisex. I feel like it does wear better on men, although it's totally unisex, but I feel like it kind of has that, I mean, I guess it depends on your sexual preference, but I don't know. I smell this and I'm just like, oh, who is that? You know? It's a warm and spicy fragrance. It has this woodsy kind of tobacco, boozy sort of vetiver vibe. It literally smells like a jazz club. I actually like the name of this better because it does have more of a speakeasy vibe to me than it does smell like a jazz club. There's a little bit of neroli and lemon up top, which I don't really get that citrus. I don't really get that floral kind of citrus thing. To me, it's very much tobacco, rum, vetiver. It's beautiful. Anyways, Speakeasy. I would say this is a great option. If you like Jazz Club, but you don't want to spring for something that costs that much coin, I would definitely recommend Speakeasy. This is a 9 out of 10. And then last from Oakcha, we have the Jewel collection. I was super intrigued by these for a pretty long time because these fragrances are they're inspired by fragrances that cost so much money. Like, the originals are so much money, like ridiculous money. We're talking about like royalty money, right? Or like billionaire money. I don't know. For me personally, I would need to be making billions of dollars in order to justify spending $1.5 million on a bottle of fragrance. That's just me, you know? But anyways, I was really excited. I was so curious. I'm like, okay, what does a $1.5 million fragrance smell like, you know? So for this Jewel collection, I've only smelled the vials like one time. So I'm actually going to run through these with you and give you my thoughts like in real time. It'll be my second impression, except for one of them. I can't remember one. I can't remember which one. One of them I wore test the other day. So we'll start off with Pearl 22. A full bottle of this from Oakcha runs you about $60 US. And the original, inspired by, is Clive Christian's #1 Imperial Majesty. The retail price of a bottle of that is $220,000. So I'm just gonna do a little mini sniff here. I just poured half of that out on my hand. This is a really pretty, very like vintagey, very citrusy up top. Very, is there neroli? Yeah, it's got some bergamot, some mandarin, some ylang ylang, neroli up top, and then it quickly moves into this like kind of spicy territory. So in the heart of this fragrance, there's some musk, there's some clove, there's some vanilla and some vetiver. And then in the base, we have sandalwood. So right off the bat with this, I get a blast of bergamot. It's a very citrusy bergamot, like mandarin orange and bergamot. And then the ylang ylang is very present in there as well. It's a very citrusy floral up top with a little bit of a spicy component. It's almost like an oriental style fragrance because of that like spiciness, and it has this sort of like vintagey feel. Yeah, it's interesting. It does smell decadent. I don't think I would necessarily try to spend $220,000 for a bottle of this if I had that kind of money. But it has this very like classic, traditional, kind of old money vibe to it. So yeah, I'm not super excited about this one. I would give it like a 6 out of 10. Okay, next up we have one called Emerald 13. And with this one, full bottle of this is going to be $60. The original, the inspired by, is the Spirit of Dubai's Shamuk. I think I'm saying that correctly. S-H-U, I'll put it in here, M-U-K-H. The retail price of this, of the original, is $1.3 million, y'all. And this is supposed to be a sweet, musky fragrance, which if I remember correctly, I did like this one. Yeah, I do like this one. It's got a lot of sandalwood and musk up at the top. It also has a beautiful note of amber up top as well. In the middle, we've got some agarwood, which is another name for oud, we've got some rose, we've got some patchouli, and in the base we have some ylang ylang and ylang ylang and frankincense. Now I like this. It's ambery, it's musky, it's very soft, it's very gentle, it's very polite. Is this something, again, that I would pay $1.3 million for? No, I'm not seeing the hype. Now, obviously, I know with Oakcha, they're not dupes, they're inspired by. So I know that they're not going to be like spot on. However, for me, I don't know, it like nothing about this really lifts up my skirt. It's nice. I think this would be actually a great option for someone who's obsessed with the NUIT amber, like the old one before they reformulated it. Because it's a little bit more of a like subdued version of that. The amber isn't as round and dense, it's more soft. But yeah, this is just kind of like a pretty clean, sweet, musky, polite fragrance. So I don't know, 6 out of 10. All right, next we have Ruby 34. Okay, and this one is inspired by Chanel's No. 5 Grand Extrait Baccarat, and the retail price of the original is $34,000. You can get a bottle of Ruby 34 for $60 US. Okay, let's give this one a sniff. I remember liking this one, I think. Yes, yes. This actually smells like a Chanel fragrance. This is very powdery. This is very floral. This is very vintage. This smells like classic Chanel. You can tell that it's not actually a Chanel, but it has that style to it, you know? We've got a lot of neroli up top. Again, a blast of bergamot. We've got some lemon and some ylang ylang again at the top of this fragrance. In the middle, we have some jasmine, some rose, some lily, and some orris. I'm smelling a lot of the lily, I think, and not enough of the orris / iris. Iris and orris in this fragrance. Yeah, to me, the lily is very prominent actually in this. Once you get past that initial blast of bergamot, it's very much lily. And then in the dry down, we've got sandalwood, moss, vanilla, vetiver, patchouli, amber, and musk. So there's a lot going on in the dry down. Yeah, this will be a great fragrance for someone who wants to smell like vintage Chanel. I do think that this is going to please a lot of people. It does have that smell. It smells classic. It smells, some people would call this an old lady perfume. It has that like vintage, classic, traditional, beautiful, feminine. It's very well done. The notes are blended really well. Like this isn't normally my style of fragrance, but so far this is my favorite out of the bunch. I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. And then next up we've got Diamond 15. So we've got, this is the $1.5 million bottle. It's called Montreal Paris Le Monde sur Mesure. Retail price $1.5 million. This is a citrus woody fragrance. Okay. Every time I get an Oakcha with grapefruit in it, I lose my mind. Yeah, this is rocking my socks. You guys, this has cardamom up top. It has grapefruit up top. It has some lime and some mint. Got a little bit of bergamot and lemon. In the middle, we have some juniper, some cardamom, some lemon, some rose. Also a little bit of jasmine in the middle as well. And at the base, we have pine, cedar, vetiver, and sandalwood. You guys, I'm a little bit of a sucker for citrus woody fragrances, so it's no surprise that I like this. This is really, really nice. Anything with grapefruit and cardamom and pine, I'm just like, stick a fork in me, I'm done. Like I really like this. This is very similar to one of the Oakchas from the Tonic collection that I reviewed. I believe it was called Forbidden Grass. It's on my full bottle wish list because it has the cardamom and the grapefruit up top. And this, the opening smells very similar to that, but this is way more nuanced. There's way more going on. It's way more woody. Like with that other one, it's very predominantly a citrus fragrance with the cardamom. It's like citrus spicy. This is more like citrus woody, even though the cardamom is in there. The base notes are really just bringing some depth to it. I really, really, really like this. I would love to be able to smell the original. I don't even know how one would go about smelling a bottle of $1.5 million perfume, but I would love to find out. Yeah, this is totally my jam. I can smell the lime. I can smell the mint. Yeah, this is really, really nice. If you're a grapefruit fan, definitely try this. If you're a cardamom fan, definitely try this. If you like woody, citrusy fragrances, definitely try this. So this for me is a 9 out of 10. Last but not least, we've got Sapphire 7. And Sapphire 7 was inspired by Baccarat's Les Larmes Sacrées de Thébès. Butchered that, I'm sure. It's a spicy floral. It goes for $7,000, so the more affordable of the bunch. And yeah, I don't remember my thoughts on this, so I'm gonna give myself a little dab. I am gonna transfer these. You guys know my feelings about dabber bottles if you've been following me for any amount of time. I am gonna transfer these over. Ooh, so this is interesting. This is definitely the most unique out of the bunch. In the opening, we have a note of Egyptian cassie, which I'm not sure what that means, and then pepper flower and pink pepper. Definitely getting a heavy hit of the pink pepper. If you're not a pink pepper fan, you might not like the opening to this because it's very much in your face. In the heart notes, we've got jasmine, geranium, and rose. I am getting mostly geranium popping out at this point. And then in the base notes, we have balsam, myrrh, and amber. Yeah, this smells really good. You have to love pink pepper to like this. It's a floral, peppery, geranium, amber bomb. I think it smells really grown up and sophisticated. Definitely unisex. Maybe actually leaning a bit more feminine as the florals start to come through. But again, this smells very grown up. It smells very old money. These are not like hipster fragrances, okay? If you know what I mean. These are for the person who wants to smell classic and wants to smell like old money. This is not, you're not getting anything sweet in here. You're not getting any saffron. It's a very like classic vintagey vibe that you have going on with all of these fragrances. They're great. This one, for me personally, I would put it at like a 7 out of 10. I do think that these fragrances are wonderful. For me, it's not really my style. These aren't super my style. I'm more into gourmands. I'm more into like smoky, incensey, woodsy, citrusy, woodsy, patchouli kind of fragrances. And I think that's why I liked the diamond, I think it was called, the most, because it fit my aesthetic the most. But I do really appreciate these fragrances. I think that the right person is going to absolutely fall in love with these. So what I would actually like to do, this is super random. I was not planning on doing this whatsoever, but I think I'd like to run a little giveaway. I think I would like to give this discovery set away to one lucky reader. And what do I want the rules to be? I think I would just love for you to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet already, and then put a comment down below and let me know let me know your favorite Oakcha if you've tried them. If you haven't tried them, tell me which one you're most excited to try. Make sure you include your state, your city and state. This will be a USA only giveaway. Sorry to the rest of the world. Shipping is crazy. But yeah, USA only. And yeah, I think that's it. And then I will, I'll close out the giveaway, let's say in 3 weeks, and I will reply to your comment and tell you that you've won. And I'll give you a week to respond, which I feel like is ample amount of time. If you don't respond within a week, I'm gonna select someone else and go with them. So that's how we're gonna do it. Very exciting. I was not planning on doing that. All right, let's move on. So now we've got 2 cheapies that I purchased, and one of them I was super excited about, like could not wait for it to come out. And the other one was like super random. So I'll do the random one first. I just randomly picked this up. This is ARMAF's Club de Nuit Imperiale. I don't even remember like how I decided to put this in my cart. I just did. And I'm really glad that I did because this is a really nice Delina exclusive dupe. It actually smells very similar. It's like if the original Delina and Delina exclusive had a baby. It smells like kind of halfway between Delina and halfway between Exclusive. It still has that like kind of incensey, more almost smoky vanilla feel that Exclusive has, but then the tartness and the crispness from the rhubarb is still there. It's not as crisp as it is and not as tart as it is in the regular Delina, but it's more there than it is in Delina Exclusive. So I am so excited about this, you guys. Like, this smells delicious. I love it. And the longevity is great. It's just been such an easy reach. And I'm just really, really excited that I got this on hand. So if you're not familiar with the Delina line, where have you been? Forever. But maybe you're new to fragrances. So this is going to be a rose, vanilla, incense, rhubarb, lychee fragrance. If you like rose, you will most likely like this. The lychee and the rhubarb gives it a little bit of tartness, but there's also a tiny amount of incense and vanilla in there as well to really round out the fragrance. It's a beautiful, feminine, luxurious. Yeah, it's opulent. It's really, really good. So 10 out of 10. If you want to dupe, I totally recommend that. All right, and then next up, finally got it. You guys, this is the new KHAMRAH. It's called QAHWA from Lattafa. Everyone's raving about the new bottles. I didn't get a new bottle. My bottle is kind of the same as the old one, where it's like kind of difficult to get on and off. I just recently learned this trick where if you put the cap and the nozzle at the same time, you get like so much more of the experience. This is really, really good. You guys, this is very similar to the original, which I also have with me right here. I'll give you a rundown of both if you're not familiar with both. So the original KHAMRAH was supposed to be a dupe. Well, people say it's a dupe for Angel Share. I don't personally think it is. It's in the same vein, but very different. This is a very date prominent cinnamon praline fragrance. Yeah, this is really sweet. It's not like as boozy as Angel Share, although there is a little bit of booziness in there. But it's very, I can't mix up my caps. Ooh. It's a very sweet, pretty feminine, although it's listed as unisex, very grown-up, classic, sexy, sweet praline date fragrance. Really, really good. And then the flanker, the new flanker, the QAHWA, is the same kind of, except then you've got this dose of coffee and also ginger. So to me, this is like way more unisex, way less sweet, and a little bit more like zingy and refreshing. I feel like I could wear this year round. It's a little bit lighter than the original. I feel like this is more of a fall winter. Yeah, I'm really happy. This also still has like a vanilla note or something in here that's really, really pretty. These are just gorgeous. I'm actually gonna do a little spray test. All right, so I'm gonna put the original. I mean, I did just douse my hand with all those samples, but we'll do it on my sleeve. Okay, original over there. It smells like apple juice on the first blast, very much like apple juice. I think that's why people kind of liken it to Angel Share, because it has that kind of spicy apple pie vibe, minus the overdose of booze that you get with Angel Share. This is so different, you guys. It's very different. It's zingy. It's fresh. It's still got this pretty round, almost sweet thing going on to it, but it's so ginger and it's so coffee and it's uplifting. And this kind of smells, this is going to sound bad and you're going to be like, why would I want to smell like this? You know, do you ever get spray tans and you know, like the smell of the spray tan before it starts to get crunky and gross, when it's still kind of like sweet and it smells kind of sugary? That's a little bit what this smells like at the very, very top. And then you get predominantly a lot of ginger mixed with this very subtle coffee. The coffee is what comes through in the dry down. But yeah, it's gorgeous. These are both beautiful. I cannot pick a favorite. I know a lot of people are like, I love QAHWA like so much more. For me, it's 50-50. I really like both of them, and they're very different from each other. You're still going to get the original KHAMRAH DNA in here for sure. It does have that same kind of base component to it, but very, very different. And I feel like you might want to have both in your collection. All right. I'm saving the best for last, you guys. I am not a designer girly. I've got decants of designers. Once in a while, I'll buy a designer. When I was in my 20s, I was huge into designer fragrances, as I feel like we all were in our 20s. So I put off, when this was released, I put it off. And I was like, I don't know. I got a travel size from Sephora, and then immediately, I had it on for like 30 minutes. And I was like, Ian, I need a full bottle of this for Valentine's Day. Like, stat. Just spit everywhere. Like, this is so good. People say it smells like Acro Bake. Have not smelled that yet. Some people say that it smells like Lyra. Have not smelled that yet. If Lyra and Acro Bake smell like this, I need to smell them. You guys, this is none other than Dolce & Gabbana's Devotion. This is so good for a designer fragrance. I'm just like, how? How did you guys make this so good? Like, usually I'm not into designers. Like, you know, Mon Guerlain, I think, is really, really nice. Bottega Veneta is really, really nice. There are some designer fragrances that I do really enjoy, but rarely do I have my socks blown off by a designer fragrance. Yeah, this is really, really, really good, you guys. This is very, very vanilla. It's got this like lemon, kind of crusty lemon pastry vibe to it. I think it has some rum, maybe. It's got like a little bit of a booziness to it. And it also has this beautiful orange flower that comes out in the middle of it too. This is, I need some fair skin. This is so good. I've had to restrain myself. Like, I've only had this for a week. That is like really restraining myself because this is so good. It smelled the lemon. It actually smells like a lemon rind. Like, it has that like lemon peel thing going on, which I didn't think was going to be my vibe, but this literally smells like a lemon tart. Like, I want to eat it. My mouth, I'm salivating. Oh my God, you guys, this is so good. And I think because of the citrus component in there, I think this is something you'll be able to wear year round as well. Now that I know that Ian's going to get me a full bottle for Valentine's Day, I'm going to go full Mach 10 on this and just wear it nonstop because this is my favorite discovery. I know this is a 2023 release, but 2024 is so far, this is my absolute favorite discovery of this year. So get your nose on that if you haven't. All right, you guys, that's it for today's video. I love that we just did a little impromptu giveaway. So if you want to enter into this giveaway, just a reminder, you have to be USA only. And the rules for it are you have to just subscribe to the channel, you have to like the video, and then put down in the comments, tell me your favorite Oakcha, or if you've never tried Oakcha before, go on their website, peruse around, and tell me what's the one that you're most excited to try. This is not a sponsored video. I have no sponsorships at this point. My channel is very small, and I have some affiliate links, but not with Oakcha. I just love this brand, and so I'm constantly talking about them. So I would love to gift this to one of you. And like I said, if I let you know that you've won, please respond within a week so you don't lose out on the giveaway. All right, you guys, have a beautiful rest of your day wherever you are in the world. Happy 2024, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.